Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Nahmaduhu wa nusalli ala rasulihil kareem. Nabab. Honorable Chair of today's session, Dr. Atul Rahman Miyaji. Honorable discussant, my external examiner and my mentor, Professor Dr. Al-Salam Asikyan, fellow paper presenters, MC of today's session, distinguished scholars, ladies and gentlemen. Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullahi wa barakatuh. To be honest, as a part of this conference, I didn't get sufficient and enough preparation for this paper. I am basically living in Malaysia, but 1 month ago I came here and somehow got involved with this conference, and now also we are going to finish also the conference. So by this time I was so busy regarding to organize this conference, so that's why maybe I cannot do justice regarding this title of this paper. Okay, so I am going through my abstract of this paper so that you can get a brief idea about my paper. My paper's title is Family is the Foundation of Peaceful World, the Risale-i Perspective. Me and my fellow colleague and my friends, Dr. Mizanur Rahman, is also co-author of this paper. So he cannot able because he is the MC of this paper, so this session, so that's why he is remaining be seated there, inshallah. If you have any question, I think Mizan also can respond. The family is the first and strongest institution of Muslim civilization. As a Khalifa of Allah, no human being can be indifferent to family and family members. If parents can create respect, love, and peace in a family, next generation will bring out with the same spirit and play their roles accordingly. Said Nursi names this family as heaven on the earth. However, because of the challenges of the capitalism, materialism, and hedonism, there are some parents busy with outdoor business and activities and cannot spend their time with their family members. As a result, they are getting involved with some bad friends, drug syndicates, terrorist groups, and sometimes involved in pre- and post-marital relationship in Bangladesh particularly. These tendencies are increasing rapidly. In this article, we will examine the correlationship between the root causes of the social decadence and the family life and their remedies from Risale-i. Moreover, we will explore the importance of the family life and how a good family could help to build a peaceful world. This article will employ narrative and discourse analysis method. So, I couldn't use the PowerPoint, so that's why I have brought it. Just sketch it, though it is not good. According to Buddhism and Said Nursi, there are triangle theory of love. And love is the foundation of a family. If there is no love of a family, ultimate consequences will be separation, what we call in divorce in a family. So if there is no love in a family, there will be the crash and the disaster of a family. Particularly, it affects the next generation, the siblings as well. So, the triangle theory here, the top, Allah, we are calling it Tawheed as a Risale-i perspective, and then the parents and the parental relationship, and last one, the siblings and their inter-family relationship. And we are discussing about we call the nuclear family, but unfortunately this kind of nuclear family and the number of this kind of family is increasing nowadays in particularly subcontinent. But we had long tradition and heritage that we had extended families. So there are some also demerits of extended family, but we will highlight according to Risale-i how there are some also merits of extended family. However, Sayyid Nursi, he was discussing regarding the Tawheed, and Tawheed, the top paradigm of a human life, and particularly the worldview of a Muslim, particularly. So, if we consider this circle as a world, then first institution is family, the next the society, and next world. So, if we have the good relationship among the husband and wife, after that, this relationship we can transmit among our siblings, then the next stage will be the society. So if we have the such expected family, then we can easily expect that the future all will be the very peaceful and very good. So according to Sayyid Nursi, love is the foundation of all relationship. So he has quoted some quotation, and he has given the clear indication how will be the relationship among the family members as well as the friends and others. So I'm just quoting because lack of the time, maybe I cannot go through the all points. In 32 hours, Risale-i basically consisting of 4 different collections. One of them is words. So in 32 hours, third stopping point, Ustaz Badiuzzzaman Sayyid Nursi clearly mention relationship and the loves and different dimension of love. Just I'm quoting because of the lack of the time. So your love of your instinctual soul. So regarding yourself, according to Ustaz Badiuzzzaman, you have to love yourself first. If you cannot respect and love yourself, you cannot respect nobody else of the world. So first of all, I'm quoting Ustaz's word, the result will be piety it, to train it and to prevent harmful desires from your core of heart. You have to train up your soul so that you could be the pious one and you can act according to your piousness. Then the soul will not ride you. Soul will not ride you if you can rectify it. It will not make you a prisoners of the desires. Rather, you will ride it. So this is the very significant. If you cannot control your horse will control you like this. So if you cannot control your soul will be controlling. And soul should be slave of you. But you cannot control your soul, then you might be slave of your soul. So that could be the disaster for whole human world, even the spiritual as well. And second one, your love for your wife. This is very significant, and this is the foundation of a family. If we can talk about the micro family or the nuclear family, so wife is the very important factor in this family. So I'm quoting from Ustad, since it will be built on her being a mine of tenderness, a gift of compassion, and on her fineness of character. If you have sincere love and affection for her means wife, she too will have earnest love and respect for you. So this is reciprocal relationship and the exchange of love in between husband and wife. If there is something wrong, then there will be disaster. That will be the breaking of the family. So there will be no peace in family as well as society as well as in the world. So this is I'm continuing. As the two of you approach old age, these sentiments will increase. You will pass your life happily. But if it is otherwise, if it is love of the pretty face and for the sake of the institutional soul, then the love will be quickly destroyed, and so too will be good relations. So this is very important. If you love your wife because of her prettiness, one day her pretty will not remain anymore. Then what will happen? So Ustaz is categorically mentioning here, you have to love from your core of your heart for your wife. If you can love your wife from core of your heart, then this love will remain until your death, until your old age. And that is the basic teaching of Ustaz. And the second one, for extended family, your love for your father and mother. So nowadays it is very unfortunate. We are living with a very, very small family where our parents' entrance is to some extent prohibited. So it is not a basic Islamic teaching, but it is happening in the world. So that's why Ustaz is categorically mentioning that you shouldn't forget your parents because you are because of them. If their existence is zero, then your existence is also zero. So that's why Ustaz is suggesting us, and I'm quoting from Ustaz, since it will be for God Almighty's sake, love for the parents, it will be both worship, and older they grow, the more you love, and respect for them will increase. So this is not only from your side, it is because that they gave you birth, but it is part of ibadah. So we shouldn't forget to respect our parents, love our parents, because it is part of ibadah. If I forget their portion, then I'm missing some ibadah as well. So this is very, very, very interesting. I'm pertaining again. If you earnestly desire and pray with the noblest and sentiments and most manly zeal, that they will live far into old age, and even kiss their hands with sincere respect and say, let me gain even more reward on their account. So it is very emotional story. Ustaz is telling that if you kiss your parents' hands and you are telling that let me gain even more reward on their account. So Ustaz is basically encouraging us to respect, to obey, and to live together with our parents as well. So I'm continuing again. But if it is otherwise, we cannot respect our parents and we cannot live with our parents, then, and for the sake of the soul and this world, because we are to some extent materialist, that's why we are avoiding our parents to live together. We are allowing them to stay even in old home as well. So Ustaz is telling that for the sake of the soul and this material world, when they grow old and approach the time of becoming a burden for you, if you show them with the most base and despicable sentiment that they are a nuisance, and then wish to death of those respected people who are the cause of your life, and it will be safe and grievous pain of the spirit. And Ustaz, another place says that if you don't respect your parents, by this way your spiritual energy and spiritual relationship through your parents to Almighty Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, it will some extent it will be discarded. So if you cannot respect your parents, basically you are not respecting Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, because Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala directly didn't create you. He created you, Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, through your parents. So you are not respecting your parents means that you are basically not respecting the Creator Almighty as well. So this is very significant. So in family life, Ustaz is telling that your love for your children. So how will be the love for our children? I'm quoting from Ustaz. As for love for those lovable, friendly creature whom God Almighty entrusts to your supervision and upbringing, it will be a most happy love, a most happy bounty. Neither shall you suffer too much pain at their misfortune, nor shall you cry out with despair at their death. As was stated above, you will say, sincere, their Creator is both all-wise and compassionate. This is the verse basically. As far as they are connected, and the death is happiness. Moreover, concerning yourself, you will think of the mercifulness of one who gave them to you, and you will be saved from the pain of separation. So basically, Ustaz mentioned here two things. Our children is basically bounties, one of the bounties of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. We know many friends and many colleagues as well. They do not have a child anymore. So they feel all the time very loneliness. It is one kind of curse in their life, basically. So Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala has given us our children. It is basically barakah and rahmah from Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. And second one, say in our old age, if we do not have anybody, even our relatives, even our children, then we'll be lonely more. And one time our place will be the old home, something like this. So that is also majority of life. So that's if we can take care of our children, then in our old age they will give us a company, and our life will be more meaningful as well. So that's how Ustaz emphasize to bear our children according to Islamic principle. And lastly, two very important things that is related to our peace and society. So you love for your friends. So I'm quoting from Ustad, since it is for God's sake, because separation from those friends and even in their death will not be an obstacle to your conversing and your brotherhood. You will benefit from that immaterial love and relation of the spirit, and the pleasure of meeting will be permanent. If it is not for the sake of God, the pleasure of one day meeting will result in the pain of 100 days separation. So this is very important. Ustaz basically quote in another place the hadith that you will love your friends or your neighbor because of Islam and Iman as well. So if our one day meeting with our friends, it is not on the basis of the Islamic principles, then Ustaz is clearly mentioning that your one day that could be the result and torment for 100 years like this. And second, that last one, this is very important, your love of this world. So I'm quoting from Ustad, since it long quotation though, since it is in the name of Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, the formidable creator of this world will be like familiar friends for you. This is very important. The formidable creator of the world will be like familiar friends for you, since you love it as the tillage for the hereafter. You will be able to find in everything capital or a fruit that will produce benefits in the hereafter. So this is very significant. So what we are doing in our worldly life, if it cannot produce good result, then our hereafter will be zero. So that's why this is basically the gist of a hadith, ad-dunya mazratul akhirah. So this is very important. So we will respect our family, particularly wife, children, parents, and for extended family, cousins and others, so that we can live together with peace and harmony. If we cannot make sure this theory and love, particularly love theory of Ustaz Nursi, then our family life, personal life, even our society will be destroyed, and that will be the very impassionate society. So in my concluding word, we are asking you to engage ourselves with our family with the highest order of love. That is the basis and the foundation of a family. And we have to take care of our children, and we have to try to bring up them with the basis of love. Then inshallah next one will be the happy world, and particularly Bangladesh will be a very harmonious and peaceful Bangladesh inshallah in future. Assalamu alaikum.